Shalom. Shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakaha Kadash. I want to give a double honor to the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone who do rule well in the citation of the whole for elect. It's the brother Damawa from the GMS Cleveland branch coming back with a quick video. And this video is wild, alright? These women are very demonic, alright? They all have the same demon on them, man. Like, they all have this look to them. They just look very masculine, very ready to box you, very rough looking, you know. All right, and then a lot of these women, you know, they don't have to look like these women on the screen, all right, but you know, a lot of people can attest to the spirit, all right, that's on these women, okay, and it's very demonic, all right. It's a lot of witchcraft going on, okay, and these women are going to be destroyed, all right, because we know that the Lord useful women. Let's see if I can find this. Yes, the Wadi Abashrin Al-Shah. This is 1 Timothy 2:15. It says, "Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in faith and charity and holiness with sobriety, right?" Which we know that these women are not, okay? They're the total opposite, okay? So there's no use. The Lord has no use for majority of our people, okay? And this is the mind state and the mindset that the women are going to be in that are no good for the Lord, all right? Because the main thing you know good for is men, all right? And very soon these women are going to realize that the men of the Lord are the most important men on the earth, all right? It's not your so-called entertainers, all right? Because these niggas think that they're winning now, all right? Because they possess a lot of a lot of debt note, right? So they think that they have all the power, and these women chase power. So, you know, in this world, you know, they're having their way, all right? But very soon, the world is going to be put on notice, all right, that the men of the Lord, okay, are the highest valuable men you can get, okay? But neither here or there, all right? I'm going to play a couple of clips from this, and I also got a clip from a preview of a movie coming out, all right? It's called Eternity, okay? And basically, it's going to show you, all right, the indoctrination, right, of this witchcraft that they push on the minds of these women, all right? And basically, the chick died or whatnot, and both of her husbands were dead too. And in heaven, she has to write, right? But she has the option to choose which husband she wants to spend eternity with, okay? And that's what's wrong with the people now, okay? All these different bugged out thoughts, all right, turn into imaginations, and then they become movies, all right? And then they end up becoming some form of 1 to 2% of the population tries to take somebody's thoughts, right, that doesn't make any sense, right? They have thought out, okay, and then they try to make it their reality, okay? But again, 1 Timothy 2:15, "Notwithstanding, she shall be saved in childbearing, if they continue in faith, charity, and holiness with sobriety," all right? So these women are definitely not that, all right? So again, they have no use for the Lord, all right?
Go find your phone. Hey Siri. Find your phone. Daniel, can you please give me? Find your phone. I don't have your phone. So you just broke my phone? What? Hey Siri. Find your phone. Daniel, I just heard my phone. Find your phone. Daniel, I just heard my phone in here. I don't have it. Move.
And as you can see, all right, like the daughter is live, okay, but we talking about a grown woman talking about her phone, okay, and we can't see the daughter, but just from the conversation, right, if you couldn't see nobody's face, right, how could you tell that one was the mother and one was the daughter, all right? You wouldn't be able to tell, okay, because they both sound the same, okay, and this is the reality when you have women, all right, without any men. Okay, I mean, both of them hot. Okay, around the house, you know how women is in the house. All right, it'd be very, especially like their daughters. Like it's a very hot environment. Okay, and they walking around this motherfucker. All right, she walking around this bitch in a bathrobe, titties all hanging free and shit. Okay, just a bunch of mess. All right, and if any one of them had a boyfriend, you know that they both probably dress like that. Okay, and it just creates another pool of madness. All right, that's eventually going to fall. Okay, and best believe these type of situations goes on more commonly. All right, than what these so-called women would lead you to believe. All right, a lot of these women have been in these situations to where like they mothered and had sex with their ex or their baby daddy or vice versa. All right, a lot of these little young chicks that bust down their boyfriend fathers, and all right, because one thing about sin is it keep rising. All right, because you keep needing to fulfill that wickedness. All right, and then every time it become higher and higher. All right, you got to do something a little bit more nastier, right, to get that same excitement. Okay, so let's get the scripture real quick. Let's get Slovakia. Ecclesiastes 7:26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets. All right. And when you go into that, that means basically traps. All right. And it's kind of strange that the Bible is telling you this, and this system literally sets up, all right, a department that comes in between families and always rule for the woman. All right. So we have to understand that this is a spiritual thing. Okay, and that's why to change the structure, right, of what is obviously wrong with the earth. All right, it's not happening, and it's not going to happen. All right, because it's a spiritual bound on this place. All right, it's supposed to be miserable. Okay, it ain't supposed to make any sense. All right, because basically, pertaining to Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. All right, so if he's ruling and this nigga is wicked and everything that he deems correct is contrary to what's programmed and natural to the human or to the natural Israelite, all right, it's going to be what hell, all right, and this place is hell, okay, like he literally gives women power over the man because he knows that women are going to do the most vain thing with the power, all right, and that's what being a slut, okay, and that alone would keep your society stagnated and fighting within each other. All right. But again, Ecclesiastes 7:26 it says, "And I find more bitter than death the woman who harses snares and nets, and her hands as bands. Who pleases God should escape from her, but the sinner should be taken by her." All right. So basically, a lot of these women, all right, is not worthy for the man of the Lord. Okay, they're not useful. Okay, we bring out the other one, right? Right, that the Lord is going to save these women through what? Through childbearing. All right, even though we're going to get new bodies and all that. All right, their mindset is still what? Predicated upon American mindset. All right, these are women that are going to live and die on the hill of a woman compared to the man. All right, that the woman is better than the man. These are women that's gonna have to be born again in the kingdom and come back shameful. All right.
Why is my phone in here? I don't have it. Move. I need to see my phone. Don't touch my stuff.
And she know her daughter live, but why her titty like it's about to pop out any second now? Okay. And this is like there's no order. All right. These women are just totally out of pocket.
I need to see where my phone is at. For my safety. Hey Siri. So you just broke my phone. For my safety. So you just broke my phone. You hit the trunk cap. I got on your grandmama and your dad. I don't have a record. You ain't shit. I don't have a record. You said you trying to get me to go to jail, boo. And you said you trying to get me to go to jail. Why was your daddy texting me this?
Living in a house with the enemy, literally. This is my own mother, and she is very toxic, okay? And here it is, a whole video, all right? But best believe, okay, these type of situations, all right, that is predicated upon nothing, all right? These type of situations that turn deadly in so-called Negroes, Latino, Native American homes, all right? Trust me and believe, I've been around this my whole life, all right? It always be the most irrational arguments that end up turning deadly. Okay, but in this situation, what do you think is missing more than anything? A man. All right, because with a man, she wouldn't even need her goddamn phone. Bitch, you at the house. What are you doing? All right, like that's like come on. All right, but you can tell that this is one of those situations where this chick probably used her daughter to feel young and to stay young, and basically it was coming out that she just wanted the control over her daughter, all right, and that's where it's at, okay, but like you think that these people don't have enough case studies to know that the women are way more toxic, right, with this false sense of power that they have gotten mainly through the way of the government, all right, and all these systems and free this and free that they have received, all right. Of course they know that. Okay, you can even tell that if you ever watch like those police camera incidents dealing with these women. All right, even with dealing with the police, they act like white women now, like they act like white people, like they ain't gonna be touched. Okay, but that's the mindset that that the Lord said that these women are gonna be in. All right, these women are at ease right now. Okay, like they getting everything they want. Okay. While being whoever they want to be while doing it.
You said you're trying to get me to go to jail? No. I'm going to show you. I'm your mama and this your dad. Are you? No, you're not. Stop saying that, please. I don't like you. That's okay. And I hope y'all see that. You wonder why her ass could be out in the street looking like a like a funny girl. $200. Yes, apply now. I'm just waiting for somebody to put everybody else out of state. I'm just waiting for somebody to try to flash that like put their hands up because I'm going.
And like this is what happens. All right, this is what happens when you take the man out the house. Okay. Oh my God, like this is bogus, bro. I'm about to say, okay. So I typed in woman worship and Jezebel, right? On the AI, it says women worship generally refers to various spiritual practices that emphasize the divine feminine. This can be found in different cultural contexts and movements. Okay, and if you ever notice, or if you've been paying attention, since like the last 15 years, what a lot of these women have been talking about, what tapping back in with the ancestors, right? Doing voodoo, but calling it other things, using a lot of these videos coming out of these women using what tarot cards and all these different things. You have to understand that shit comes with demons. Okay, like they're using it on the left hand side, so it's benefits if they're doing it right and they making sacrifices and all the shit, right? Because it's real, all right. But eventually, right, those demons leave, or like they eventually get to taking over your ass, all right. That's why the Lord said, don't be dealing with people who deal with that, all right. But it says the goddess movement, which emerged. I cannot say the word, but mainly in the late 1960s and 70s. All right, the feminism progression when the CIA and the FBI really honed in on breaking up the families. Okay, like this is this is like going to show you that this was orchestrated, man. All right, this is not a natural thing. All right, the women where they at and how docile men are and being pussies and letting them have a voice, just like letting women talk outside in public. They don't understand that that like that used to happen back in the day, but it was rare. All right, but just far as like the average woman just having so much power over the average man, that was something unheard of. All right. And they create a wicked balance, all right. But it says in the late 1960s and 70s, focuses on worshiping female deities and reclaims woman's role in spirituality, often as a response to particular religions that like why the fuck would you even put a word like nigga just it's like y'all, but that's crazy. What is that? Predom I can't say it, Slocky. Depict deities as male. This movement spans different belief systems from Diana Wicca, right? Which is what a witch set, all right, and that's one of their biggest witchcraft now. Like they're painting this witch practices, right, as something nice, innovative, right, forward thinking, all right, and that's why the elder Yashawama brought out that video the other day, all right, going into their new AI schools, all right, and how it's basically like just witchcraft, okay, and it's a stronger spell in witchcraft using the AIs. All right, so we about to see people really bug out on a high level. Okay, and that's why seeing these women now. All right, it's the result and the product of them programming them. All right, with all these Tyler Perry movies. All right, and that's why I say in my videos a lot of these women first talking points or like their main talking points always be one of the storylines of a Tyler Perry movie. All right, all these women have the same story, man. All of them been this, they've been hurt, they've been that, but why they telling you why they putting on makeup and getting ready to go out to the club? All right, so it's like if you can't see the writing on the wall that these people are through, all right, that these Americans are through, all right, and the people that believe in these ideologies, these different practices, they don't understand that the God of the earth, all right, is coming back, all right, and this is the time where he's coming back, all right. But getting back to it, it says which exclusively worship female deities. All right, then see all these different witch sets. All right, they're the ones that's behind the scenes promoting what the woman leaving the man. Every time a good talking point, all right, of reality comes out, all of a sudden a week later you hear a bunch of women just say, "Oh well, fuck, we still just don't need man." right? Choose to bear over the man. All these are the demonic witches that's like practicing this shit behind closed doors. That's why in public they all say the same thing. They all say the same thing. All right, and what it does is create this false narrative over all women, which now it has spread it out to it's not damn near false anymore. Okay, a lot of these women are very demonic and practicing witchcraft whether they know it or not. Okay. Let's get the scripture. This is let's get Proverbs real quick. All right, because what we're seeing again is the result of years of the man's been out the house, damn near 2 generations now. Okay, and seeing this now, you got these younger women growing up, and they're not feeling their mother at all. Okay, and now that demon that normally the man would have put out of her, right, years ago, and she could have been a righteous mother to his kids. Now that demon that's in her has got bolden, right, and has tore down everything coming her way, and to now there's nobody left around but the kids, and now she's taking it out on the kids. All right, I done seen that. All right, when the mother is just miserable, and in front of people she act like she got it all together, but behind closed doors, right, it's like living with a fucking it's like being unstable. All right, walking on pins and needles, right? But this is Proverbs 14:1 that says, "Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands." All right, and as you can see, the divorce rate is as high as it ever been because women leave their husbands. So we got a society full of women, all right, that are foolish. Okay, and that's why the most vain shit is the most sought after. All right, like literally, like these hoes pay the most for Chris Brown concerts just to bring their boyfriend, just to choose to be the one to be a slut for Chris Brown on stage in front of the boyfriend. It's like the most disrespectful shit is what they want women to do. All right, and best believe it's these witches behind the scenes, right, that's pushing that vibration on these women, and these women are so goddamn uncovered, right, to where like they easily bite into this shit, and that's why also you see a rise of older women leaving marriages from 20 years and shit, right, just to be doing it. Okay, so it's a strong vibration out here, all right, and we coming into some very evil times, all right, very perilous times. Okay, but let's find this other video I wanted to show you real quick, right, because I wanted to show you this too. Look at this video, Eternity. This motherfucker got 9.3 million views, man, as a trailer, all right. So that goes to show you that this is what they want. They want men to bow down. All right. But it's kind of funny because the Lord is setting it up to where right when they think that they're going to reach that ultimate women ruling everything shit, all right, the scenario of war is right here. And we all know what happens when that whole power structure of women calling somebody, calling the police or whatever, when that's not around, right? And it's a mono against a mono, right? We know who the main victims of those situations always are, right? And that's women and children. So it's kind of funny, all right, that the timing of it is going to be very perfect, all right, to catch these women at the height of their talking shit to not having any protection from them talking shit.
You weren't expecting it.
What the hell is going on?
We have now reached the junction.
Well, I guess the surgery didn't go so well.
You've passed away, Larry.
Who are you?
I'm Anna. I'm your afterlife coordinator.
And you know we got to pause real quick because this is the Edomites' mind frame. It's contrary of the Lord. We have the scriptures. So why would you not make a movie with somewhat of the truth of what the real truth of the Bible says how heaven is? But yet and still, they push this idea, right, in people's minds. And who's always there with the so-called white man? Keisha, motherfucking ass. Like, I find it kind of strange, right? And if it want a big back Keisha, it's always going to be who? He, she dude, black dude, right? Broken wrist, right? Feminine, okay?
It's not a job.
It's the same shit. It's the same plot over and over again.
This is the junction, where you choose one place to spend eternity.
You want a little sniffle?
And who to spend it with.
John! John!
I was in bed and then I...
You look amazing. I have shocking news. You're dead. Yeah, how'd you know?
It took him forever to figure that out.
Excuse me. I've been waiting for this golden goose for 67 goddamn years. It's a lot to absorb, so I highly recommend just taking a deep breath in and out. Just breathe.
I never dreamt you this clearly.
You're exactly how I dreamt you. Oh, no.
Who's this guy? First husband. Died in a war.
John, you alright?
Honey.
I know.
You see, and 9 million people got their eyes on this, all right? And we know who them people is, but this is what has that type of thinking, damn Disney, right, on the minds of the woman. But this is really what the result of it right there. That's the result of it right there, right? Right, because basically what you're saying is in heaven is where you get the option, a woman get the option to choose a man. Man, that's totally contrary to what the scripture. What? That is totally opposite. What? That's the bullshit that like has the earth upside down right now. All right, this is the real right here. 1 Corinthians 11:8. It says, "For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man." Okay. All right, so a lot of you black bitches out here saying that y'all can make more black kids or whatever, or however y'all say this shit, not true. All right, the Israelite man, all right, he's the one who carries the seed. All right, the pedigree, all right, of the lineage is of the father. All right, so if all you black bitches will have sex with different races, eventually that shade of you will be wiped off the earth. Okay? All right? Your whole spirit, it will be wiped off the earth. Even if the shade don't go, right? Because the shade really don't mean nothing. Okay? But the spirit, your son or your daughter is going to be of a heathen nation, and then they're going to be corny. And this is going to just fall off from then on. All right? That's how that go. Okay? But 1 Corinthians 11 and 8, it says, "For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man." Right, man, because we're the ones who carry sperm, man, semen, okay, which is what goes into what? Seed, right, which is what the husband, right, the planter, man. People stupid. Verse 9, it says, "Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man." So why are we making movies with the reversal role? Because that's what the society pushes. Because it not only keeps man in this docile mindset, but it also keeps this dysfunctional premise at the forefront of everybody's mind. Okay, how the fuck can you get anything correct if the main person in the household that's supposed to be in line and lining up the kids to the father is the main one out of line? How the fuck can the train get from California to New York when the main tracks, right, is not lined up through the middle, right through the Midwest, okay, and that main track, okay, is the women, all right, if they're not lined up, there's no way the whole setup of a man presence, right, which is order, okay? Accountability, all these different things will really forces a person to grow, all right? So again, all this is by design, man. And these people have been playing this out on the minds of the people, but now we're living in the second generation, right? Right, because it said that they've been pushing this out since the 60s and the 70s. So now you're dealing with those women that this shit was pushed out on are now the grandmothers, right? And that's why we're dealing with a bunch of degenerate, broken families, all right? And it's mainly the women. They don't like the people. It's mainly the women, all right? Because if men had families, just that alone would always keep men more active, right, to staying alive or putting themselves in these predicaments to not be so quick to shoot them up, bang, bang, right?
Find your phone.
We're going to check a little bit of this one out, all right, just to show you that this shit is real.
Well, we're going to be married at first sight.
I do.
I do. Give you a little bit of her backstory.
Put that glass down and went to sit on the couch. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it.
So yeah, I'm starting.
Yeah, you know, like let's revise the tone, right? Let's just revise the tone, right? So I get her the Powerade and I get her the cup of ice, right? I get her a cup in a glass. I put the glass down. I said a plastic cup of ice. She didn't say a plastic cup of ice.
She talking about her mom though, all right?
She didn't say a plastic cup of ice. So now you already talking to me like I'm not even a person, let alone your daughter. And now you sitting here trying to get into it with me about the type of cup you got. I grabbed that cup. I grabbed that glass. I went ahead and threw all that. I threw that ice.
You see, and the main thing with this is because the man, her father would have been slapped of her mother a long years ago when they was kids, and she would have been and grew from this. This part of people that we're seeing is wickedness and sin going for years without being unchecked. That's exactly what we're seeing. We're seeing women that have not had their ass whooped, right? Because when you spare the rod, you spoil the child. So when they think about women not being able or not even being in a position to get their ass whooped, they talking about years ago, right? They used that because that's basically when women were teaching their daughters, and like women were very womanly more than anything. You know what I'm talking about? Like they wouldn't get loud with you or like anything like that. That has to be taught to them, all right? But we're talking about since we've been over here in America, okay? Over here, all right, these women have, especially the black women, all right, she has been used against the black man ever since we came over here, all right? And there always been a hidden secret deal between her and the so-called white man. So she wouldn't get the same length of the punishment as we did, okay? They're weaker vessels, okay? That's a given, right? But as to what we're seeing now is them and that whole little deal that they had going on, all right, from generations ago, okay, it's turning back on them, all right? And the thing about the Lord is you can't back out the deal now, all right? You can't back out the deal now. So we're basically, all right, is witnessing, all right, a lot of these people crashing out over the choices and the decisions that they made 20, 30 years ago. All right, these are the results of the sins that they've been pushed down or first put in motion 20 years ago.
In that sink, put that glass down and went to sit on the couch. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that shit. And then here come my sister. Can you just get her the ice? I'm like, nah, you get her the ice. You get her the ice because I'm not dealing with whatever this is. And now here comes the theatrics and the lies and the drama. First off, she lying, talking about.
And that's what the man been saying to these women all the time. But these kids grow up to be an enemy against their fathers. Everybody know that child support, alimony is real. but the kid may not be yours. Every corner you go down, these women are programmed to hate men, even their fathers, just to turn around to admit that their mothers are crazy, but nobody's saying anything about it. This is a very demonic place that we're in, man. All right, this is a very low moral place that we're in. And all that came from because the mother didn't want the daughters and them to leave because she don't have a man, she lonely and shit like that, right? She's not a very likable person. Okay, so that's basically miserable. All right, them demons that made her push away everybody in her life, and now she got that cat. As Kevin Samuel used to say, right? Proverbs 14:1. Every wise woman builded her house. All right, because in order to build a house, you have to have what? You have to have that man, that husband, right? Right, that bears seed into you, right? That made a house for you, and the woman does what? She helped that to flourish, right? Meaning what? Not by the help that she does, but by the lineage that she helped this man create. The kids, nigga, that's more of your army, right? That what these people don't even get. Like, these people are stupid. Like, they got them going backwards, right? So they think that having kids is a bad thing in this society, in this setup. Yeah, but shit, even in that, if you can bear them while they're young, right? If you can bear that drama while they're young, or the finances part, shit. If you have about 10 boys, shit, once somebody gonna hit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's beneficial even in this time frame, right? To have a family that's like tight knitted like that, but it's a lot of y'all, right? You're going to benefit this time because this government and the society has broken everybody apart. All right? But again, it says, every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hands. Okay? And again, we got a lot of women that's not good at nothing, especially at being a woman. Right?
Talking about she having a hate flash and, oh, I'm about to fall out. Just give me, I need something. Mind you, she has a chilled Powerade that's been in the fridge for 24 hours. It's sitting right here. If this is her chair,
And what we seeing right here, all right, is the seed is still arguing with the woman. Not in the scripture sense. I'm talking about the man's seed, which is his daughter, right? So whether they want to admit it or not with their false science, right? 80% of her personality, 85% of her personality is her father's. All right? And the man, her father probably left the mother years ago. But even years later down the line, that they still arguing. That's crazy. Like, these women have to be stopped. This shit has gone too far. Like, bro, like, they have really ruined society, man. Right? Because gang banging and like near death experiences always been here. But having a woman in your corner has always made that worth it. Nowadays, you can have everything, but you won't have a woman in your corner, right? Even if you got all the money in the world, you ain't gonna have a woman who was there with you and like you trust this bitch to the max. That's just not how it is anymore. All right. If you got some money, it's like you don't even want nobody that like know that part of you to even spend time with you, because you don't know they're gonna backdoor you, right? A motherfucker just like all too ready to put your ass on the internet, right? And for them to use you as a come up. Proverbs 9:13, it says, a foolish woman is clamorous. She is simple and knoweth nothing. All right? And a lot of these women have been told used, right, by the government for psyops against their mans, man. All right. So with that, I praise that's what's edifying. I'm going to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Kakadash, Shalom.